Okay, we'll try this again. Hopefully everything is good here. Looks like it is. Anyways, pull the hair out. I don't know if it's my if it's my subscribers that are watching, or people just want to come in there and say good day, or what's going on. But I'll just leave it here for a minute, and we can try and do something here. Try and get something going. And do that. We're gonna have a beer and talk about the first live stream of the season. Oh, shush, bird. 49 seconds short was uploaded to your channel. Listed right, okay. Somebody's in there. So we're just, I figured I'd start, maybe do a stream first one of the season. But I was wondering if anybody had heard from any of the regulars, because I hadn't heard from a couple of people since before the holidays. I mean, I just assumed they were like me. They were busy with their families and such. And there's a couple of people I'm a little concerned about, actually, at this point, that I haven't seen or heard nothing out of. So, hey, Tyson, what's up, man? I'll ask you first. Have you heard anything out of Windsor? Or Joe? Or Blessed? Or any of those guys over the course of the holidays? Anything at all? The reason I ask is because, hey, I seen Windsor and Andy's live. When did you see Windsor and Andy's live? What day? Yesterday. Oh, okay. Well, yesterday would have been the 3rd. I saw something that I found rather well, I found something this morning that was rather disturbing. Yeah, I don't care what Andy's doing. It's none of my business what he does. He can do whatever he wants. As long as he keeps his nose out of my business, he'll live a lot longer. Yeah, thank you. I was over looking at Windsor's stream or Windsor's channel, and it doesn't seem to have any content left on it. Seems to have all been removed. I don't know why, whether he removed it or whether somebody had it removed or YouTube took it all down or what. But I found it a little disturbing, not so much that he didn't have any content there. When he's got over 1,000 subscribers and 5,500 views, I saw a video that said he was dead, that he died on the 2nd. And I don't know if that's AI produced or what the hell it is, but well, I don't know if they're going to suspend him for somebody reporting him. For God's sakes, man! The other day I have some brandy. I don't drink brandy. I'll drink a little vodka every once in a while, but I don't drink brandy. Hello from Edinburgh, Scotland. Nice to see you. How you doing? Must be, it's got to be 9 o'clock at night there, maybe even 10. You guys are breaking 6 hours ahead of us. I'm in Canada. You report 10 times, maybe. Well, maybe. I don't know, but his channel is still there, and it still shows all of his preferred playlists and that. But we got Poland, so he started something he can't. Oh, yeah, I'm just not going to engage in conversations about other people. I was a little concerned when I saw what I saw. Hi to India, but if anybody knows where Blessed is or where Joe might be, or even maybe we could find out, well, I don't know, if Windsor was able to join a stream, you said last night. And now all of a sudden he doesn't have any content on his channel. Hippie Jim. Yeah. No worries, Randy. I don't know about Joe. Oh man, look at this. Isn't that nice? Who wants to get rid of that guy, or am I gonna do it? Nice mustache style. Yeah, it's an old style, it is, but and it takes a little bit to pull it off. Have you seen what meme? What meme am I supposed to have seen? It worked. Okay, yeah, all right. My buddy, you're only the mod here. Well, actually, Wizard was a mod here. I'm not going to get out of control here and start lopping people off at the neck, because it's just not worth it. If they want to, if people want to play fun time, I'll just shut the fucking thing off, and I won't be here no more. Who was my football team? I never really watched football, but I used to like the Ottawa Rough Riders back in the day. I watched a little bit of the CFL. I didn't, when I was young, when I was growing up, my uncle, yeah, well, I know. Thanks. And I appreciate that. That's very nice of you guys to say that. I like cricket. Cricket's an interesting game. And it looks like it might be a wee bit dangerous too. I've seen some of the pitchers get cracked, right? I'm drinking some beers, man. I'm drinking Carling. This is my preferred pint. No, I'm not drinking fucking Bud Light. Go on with you. Yeah, next thing you know, I'll be going for conversion therapy. I am Canadian. I am from Canada. Yes, ma'am. Oh, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. There's another person commenting about my mustache. Damn it. No, it's not a freaking Bud Light, dude. Like, come on, man. Seriously. Does that say Bud Light? Is that what you see on there? Or did you just think I was trying to, look up your name. Look up what my name means in Hindi. My name Randy? Okay, I know what you're talking about when you say Hindi. I was born during the day, but it wasn't yesterday. I totally understand. I can look it up, but I'm not doing it right now. Somebody said it means poop scooper. That's freaking funny. That's actually rather amusing. You should look up what Randy means in the UK. That's even better. Oh man. Look, there's very little sense in being uptight with people, man. You look more like a less like a Randy. I know everybody says that I look like Hulk Hogan. I really don't have any thoughts on Donald Trump, man, other than the fact that I think he's doing, as a Republican, I think he's doing what he believes is best for the country. The Republicans and the Democrats have a very different viewpoint about what's good for the country. I'm not sure that Trump is all that enthralled about trying to enrich a bunch of people that don't really care about nothing but themselves. Like, if a zombie apocalypse happens, would you survive? Oh yeah, I'd survive probably right to the end of it, man. Are you related to Captain James? No, I'm not. Actually, my name, Cooke, is spelt with an E on the end. Actually, Sir Thomas Cooke was one of my descendants, and he was indeed aristocracy from the UK in the 1700s. Trump. Alaskan bush people, Dad, still alive. That somebody told me I look like the dude from the frickin' that makes the duck calls. He says I look like one of the brothers. Oh, I'm good, man. You're dating a Venezuelan woman, and she told you to share the oil with me. And yeah, okay, share the oil. Yeah, no. Duck Dynasty. That's right. That was the name of the program. I remember watching it, but it's been a while. There's a couple of those guys that are still doing YouTube videos. I watched them. Only when they pop up in the algorithm. I I didn't subscribe or nothing like that. You know, you can get inundated when you subscribe to a lot of channels. Like, you can go from one topic of content to another so quick. Somebody wants to know breakfast for dinner weird. No, breakfast for dinner is not weird. I eat eggs and bacon and pancakes and that for dinner all the time. There's some weird, odd things that I like to eat at certain times of the day. Like, for example, I always thought that the grilled cheese was for breakfast, right? Grilled cheese for breakfast. I don't know. People disagree with that. But I also disagree with putting hamburgers in grilled cheese as well. Although I have taken a liking to grilled cheese hot dogs, if you can believe that. Those are kind of cool. You know, you take the hot dog, it's cooked, you put it on the bun, you put the cheese on top of the hot dog, and I don't disagree with anyone. If you want, listen, everybody is entitled to an opinion, even if it differs from mine. I'm not going to cut you off at the knees because you have a different opinion than me. That's like, you know, that's like calling the pot, calling the kettle black. You don't even know who I am, man, bro. But yeah, grilled cheese hot dog is kind of interesting. You take it after you put the cheese on, then hopefully your hot dog's a little warm. It kind of melts the cheese in, or you can actually melt a little cheese on the bun first and then put the hot dog in the bun and then put some more cheese on. But when you cook it on the flat top griddle and you turn it over and you put it face down so the cheese goes down first, and then you just let it get nice and crispy and stuff. And what do you do? I miss the most about being, what do I miss the most about being a kid? Being irresponsible and not having to get up in the morning and go to work. I've ever since I was 14, 15 years old, I've been getting up every day at 4:30, 5 o'clock, 6:30, whatever the hell demands of the day are, and going to work. The only time I ever get a break is around the holidays and the statutory holidays. But you know, I can shut it down if I want. I own my own company, so I don't need to worry about it. I don't have to worry for some working for someone else. Oh, tell me about it. But if anybody knows where Blessed and Joe and Windsor are, I don't know. Maybe if Windsor is banned, if maybe he can't even join a stream. Like, you know, you have no idea or how long, or whether it's permanent, whether he's going to just decide that he's had enough, that he feels slighted and he'll never come back online, or he'll start another channel under a different name or something. Who knows? I always knew you were never really dead. Oh man, if I had half that guy's money, I'd be doing something. Digestives or hobnobs? I don't know. I don't live in the UK. We have digestives here. Hobnobs are not things that we have here on a regular basis. So I would have to say digestives, because as a small child, those are the things that you ate, right? When we were kids. And then later on, when I started to drink coffee, or my grandmother would share tea with me, and she would give me a digestive, and she said, now, if you're going to put that in your tea, make sure you don't hold it in there too long. What do you mean, why do I look like this? Because it's the way I look. Like, what are you talking about? What kind of a question is that? What kind of a question is that? I work every day. Yesterday I was on call for 17 hours. That's a long day to be on call. A digestive is a biscuit. It's a cookie that they give to small children. It's not sugary. It's not. I know hobnobs are tanks, and you can hold them in tea for an hour if you want to. I've had hobnobs before, but it's not a biscuit or a cracker or a cookie that's commonly available in Canada where I am. I mean, I can go into any grocery store and I can buy digestives, but you can't buy hobnobs unless you go to a specialty place or import them. I'll tell you what I can find fairly regular around here, which I kind of like, are twiglets. And twiglets are an interesting snack from the UK. I love twiglets. I'm doing pretty good. My favorite is hobnobs. Yes, I know. I'm sure it is. Yes, yes, yes. Marmite. Yes, I've eaten that before. Marmite's pretty good. Vegemite's not bad too. So are you one of those guys that fight? And not anymore, I'm not. I I don't bicker with anyone. I didn't want to bicker or fight with anyone until I got ripped off. But yeah, I do know Andy. And that was all I needed to know about Andy. And then that was enough. And so I got out of there and stayed the hell away from it. No, not really. I don't review videos. No, I don't. It's none of my business to go on and critique other people's videos, man. Yeah, I'm sorry they are, because they're really tasty and I can find them fairly regular around here. They're not too hard to find. There's a few spots, they're not super common. Like, you don't find them at the 7-Eleven and the corner stores and stuff. But if I go, into a grocery store, usually in the snack section, I can find them. If they have a specialty section, I wish I could. I was wondering, trying to figure out all the craziness. Like, yeah, well, I don't know what garners me respect other than the fact that I don't treat people like they friggin' owe me something, and I don't cut them off at the knees or the neck because they're saying something I don't like. Like, if you got an opinion that differs from mine, great, fine and dandy. Well, not much is up, man. Not much at all. Somebody said they love Quaaludes. Oh my God! Don't. You're out. You're out of your mind with your Quaaludes, man. Oh boy, you never know what you're gonna get, right? I'm happy to have or steal the month. Oh, yeah. I don't even want to Tyson. I don't want to circle back to that, man. That's a part of my life that I'd rather just forget. We'll move on. You don't have to apologize for being white anymore. I never had to apologize for being white to start with. I used to, what I used to chew on? Matchsticks. But it's hard to find. It's hard to find toothpicks here anymore. I mean, it's not impossible, but. And you know what you find when you go looking for toothpicks is these mint flavored toothpicks and cinnamon flavored toothpicks. You can't just find plain wood toothpicks. I'm not going to apologize for being Canadian, man. That's absolutely not going to happen. that's beyond anything that I'm even willing to entertain. Why am I not answering what? That I know that you're an Indian fellow. What question did you ask me that I missed? You'll have to ask it again so I can look and find it, because their comments are going by here pretty quick, dude. Hey, please answer everyone's questions. I'll do the best I can, but when the questions go by at 100 miles an hour, it's hard when they go by at 100 miles an hour. If you wasn't Canadian, where would you say you wanted to be from? Probably either Scotland or Ireland. I don't think either of those places would be too bad to live, to be quite honest with you. I wouldn't want to live in the UK. Population density there is too much. And yeah, I am. I got my Carling right here. I just happen to be, enjoying my afternoon. What does it matter if I support Trump? If I tell you yes and you support Trump, then I'm going to be all that in a bag of chips. If I tell you no, and I tell you I would rather have seen the Democrats win, then somebody's going to call me an idiot too. So I'm not going to tell you. I'm in the UK. It's a shithole. Like I said, the population density in the UK, in particularly in London, and I have no, this is the capital, right? London, the capital of all Commonwealth countries, Canada, Australia, North Africa, yeah. Happy New Year to you too. What is up, my brother? Yes, I'm in Canada. I certainly am. Well, I would not suggest that anybody come here to live. While the population density is not that bad here, there are so many new people here. It's put such a strain on the medical system Hey, Steve in Ottawa, what's going on, man? I know that, dude. Uh, Canada is Ireland. They like this royalty. Well, you know what? I was sad when the Queen of England died. I got pictures of her in my house from when she visited Kingston during just after her coronation in 53. I think they came here in 54, 55, or 57. I can't remember what year it was exactly. And I have pictures of that. Pictures that my grandmother had hanging in her house that I got when she passed away. But that's not the point. You know what? There's a I don't know, man. It's hard to respect everything. Um, you can't live your life disrespecting everything either. Yes, I did play for a rock band. I played for a rock band for many years, and blues bands and jazz bands. I didn't go to church today. I got up. As a matter of fact, I decided to. Usually, I visit a church on my way home on a Sunday, but it just so happened today the small church that's on the road that I live on was closed. The doors were locked. But I got up this morning. I was at my girlfriend's house. We had a nice evening last night. What happened to my career? Oh, I developed a problem with my hand called a cubital tunnel syndrome. And cubital tunnel syndrome affects the sensitivity of your ring finger and your pinky. As a matter of fact, most of this half of the palm of my hand and half of my ring finger and my pinky have been completely numb for like the last 8, 9 years. I can't even feel them. Let's see what Trudeau's doing. It's Trudeau's history, man. He got voted out. He's gone. The problem is another friggin' tyrant got in there and he's doing the same thing. He's doing the exact same thing. Yes, gone. he's so far gone, as a matter of fact, that he thinks it's a good idea to date Katy Perry. There's Blessed. What's going on? Do you know what's going on with Wizard Man, Blessed? Do you know what's going on with him? Like, I've been over to his channel and all of his content's been removed. Every bit of it. I don't know if you noticed that or what's going on. Yeah, do you know what's going on? Can you tell me what's going on with him? I mean, without getting too far into it. His channel is back, but no, I went there, man, and I looked at it and there's no content there at all. And we noticed it was like that this morning. And then I saw a disturbing video with a picture of him. It said he was dead, that he died on the 2nd of January. Then somebody told me that he was on a live stream last night. I'm just like, I'll believe, it'll all go away and I'll believe none of it when he puts a stream up and I can join it on StreamYard and the videos are just on private. Oh, okay, there he is. All right. Sorry, man. I was a little concerned and somebody is playing a game and that's not a good game to play. When you're talking about the lives of other people, particularly ones that I know and like, that's not a good game. You don't want to play that game. I had several original bands. I used to be in a blues band years ago. We didn't really have it. The Ice Gods is the name of one of our bands. But our original act was called Some Thin Ugly. Good. I'm glad you're all good, man. You put all the videos on. Why did you put all the videos on private? Even all the lives and everything. I mean, you don't have to leave the lives up, like, but all your trucking videos, like, there's nothing bad about any of that content. I don't care where the amp guy is. What? How old are you? I'm old enough to know better and young enough to do it again. Let's put it that way. Oh, good. I'm glad for him. It breaks my heart. My heart pumps Purple Panther piss for that. May the blue bird of paradise fly up your ass and eat you from the inside out. Oh, okay. So did you make that video? Or are you just, what you mean is taking everything down? Because when I went on there this morning, thinking to myself, Well, I wonder what we're going to do today. I figured, oh, go, this will be the first stream of the year. And I'll either, I was still at Lori's. And then I went and I'm like, I'm looking to see if you'd done anything over the holidays because I didn't. I didn't do a thing over the holidays. And I thought maybe it was the same for you. You were hanging out with family, your wife, possibly grandchildren. I'm sipping on some brewskis, man. I got some brewskis over here. Just this is my first one, as a matter of fact. But yeah, I figured, I'll look and see if he's put anything up or what's going on over there. And then it says you got no content. And I seen that other video and I'm like, holy mother of God, what the hell? You were live on New Year's. Okay, well, I'm sorry, New Year's. I was sicker than a dog, man. I was sick. As a matter of fact, I was so sick that I had to cancel the plans I had. Oh, what's this other video? It was a video that said you died, man. It said you died on the 2nd of January. I couldn't believe it. I friggin' nearly fell out of my chair. And it had a picture of you there too. Like somebody captured your profile picture and then said that you were dead. Exactly. I'm like, and then I go to your channel and there's no content there. It's like I'm thinking somebody like your wife or whatever said, okay, we're putting a stop to this. Nobody's going to sully this man's name. And they took all the content down. And I started to think about it. Well, you know what? Lori my wife was very reassuring, man. And she said, no, you know what? That's just bullshit. That's a lie. There's no way the guy's dead. It's, well, that's crap. Don't believe any of it. And she was right. But to see you here is a it's a weight off my shoulders. It was on some G Howdy thing. And the guy's got no subscribers and he's only got 6 or 7 videos. And I don't know who the hell is. Somebody just playing fun time. G Howdy, GEEHODE or HOWDE is just some weird ass shit, man. That's so bad. Oh my God, that's so bad. I don't want to know. I really don't want to know. Sub to my backup channel, Windsor Trucking. Okay, I can do that. I didn't even know you had a backup channel. What does the profile pic look like? Is it the same as this one, or is it a picture of a truck, or what is it? Please share your hair care secret with us. Okay, somebody wants to know what my hair care secret is. Once a month, I use VO5 hot oil treatment in my hair. My hair is natural in color. I have never colored my hair. I do not use Just for Men or anything to make my hair look anything other than exactly what it is. And it's on its way to being completely white. I will probably wind up looking like Johnny Winter in no time. How many chickens make a flock? You know why the chicken crossed the road? Because he was stapled to the punk rocker. Okay, I'll take a look. I'm not going to do it until this stream is over, but I'll take a look. I'm glad you're all right, man. I was a little worried there for a minute, and just I don't know. It was the content, and it was the music, and it was ominous. And then I went and I looked, and I'm like, that's bullshit. And then I looked at your channel and went, there's no content there. What the fuck? Somebody's taking it all down. Oh, it's going okay, man. I wonder how Steve in Ottawa is doing. I saw that you had a visit with a friend, but you didn't get any photos of it, but you put an older photo up, which made both of you look pretty happy. Oh, every day, pretty much. Every second day, if I'm really busy and I got something I can't do. But like I said, somebody said they just farted. Here I sit, brokenhearted, paid a dime and only farted. Yesterday I took a chance, saved the dime, and shit my pants. No, actually, I'm not. No, but a hot fart is always a smelly one. You can have fun with those. You save them up a little bit and then run around and like feed lots of nostalgia and reminiscence these days. But feeling, yeah, of course. How old were how oh you were on that Andy guy show? Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know what the guy does, and I don't care. It's none of my business what people do with their own existences, their own lives. You know, you just stay out of mine, stay out of my lane, and I'll stay out of yours. I'm not going to sit here and bash people, man. It's not who I am. It's not cool. It's never been who I am. Yeah, you can call it that. Uh, I take good care of it. That's how I take care of my hair. I'm old enough to know better and young enough to do it again. Let's put it this way. I'm in my 50s, if that makes you feel better. I worked at a restaurant, and when Muslim customers came to eat, I secretly no, that's so bad, man. That's bad. Like, what the hell? You shouldn't have done that. Yeah, I was. I used to bring the police to the house, and I got in a lot of trouble, but I never got a record for it. We should abandon, yeah, and well, the problem is I have a job. Okay, yes, pork is good. I love pork, all manner of pork chops. Oh man, what's to like? Like they're dead. What's to like about them being dead? Especially if it's somebody you know. You look down on that person and you remember all the conversations you had with them, or you look into a freaking real nice looking box and you see a person that doesn't even look like the person you knew. You're asking me whether or not I like that? The answer would be no. Ask me for directions and I sent them. Man, you're so mean. Oh my God, that's so wrong. That is wrong on so many different levels. Bro, how sounds pork farts? I don't know, like no different than any other fart. If you want to find out what it's like to just eat like a whole bunch of cabbage and cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and friggin' Brussels sprouts and green beans and all kinds of shit like that, then hammer about a half a pound of cabbage in behind it and then eat some chicken and wait for the action to start. Man, that's even worse. Uh, oh man. Well, what country do you live in? Do you live in the United States? If you're Armenian, where are you living right now? Are you in Armenia? Find out about the house. That's right. It's like the accent is unmistakable. People can pick it out in a heartbeat. I should start talking like I live in Boston because the car is out in the yard. Or holy shit, man, are you fucking daft? Are you gone? You've gone mad. Oh my God. You look like the Wild West final boss. No, somebody told me I looked like the final boss of the Based on one of my live streams, which I thought was kind of amusing. There's, I just, yeah, right here, and I got a lot of more. We're gonna have some fun, but I'm not gonna keep doing this all day, man. And I got things I got to do. It's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. As a matter of fact, I got some content that I might start here in a little bit. I gotta make a parts list, and yes, England, England, England. Mr. Vickers, CFAG is back with you. All right. Hey, how's life going? It's going. Of course, I love beer, man. What's not like to? But What's not to love about beer? You like a local trailer park? Look, man, the nearest trailer park is like 50 miles from here, man. And I don't even smoke weed, man, bro. Thank you. Somebody said they just subbed to my channel. Have you? Yeah, I've drank Tuborg before. I've drank all kinds of weird shit. Tuborg is not a bad beer. Um, but I really like Guinness. Like, the stuff that's got the ping pong ball and so. Oh my god, that stuff is good. Oh, geez, Murphy, it's so good. There's nothing like a stout, man. Stout. There, every once in a while, you want to have one. You certainly don't want to get hammered on it. It's like drinking Smirnoff Ice or some other, fruity kind of drink. You don't want to get hammered on them, but you want to taste what they taste like. So every once in a while, I buy a 6 pack of Guinness, and I'll have a couple Guinness, or I'll buy like some Corona or something, so I can have the taste of Mexico or whatever. The problem is none of this shit is made where the original country is supposed to be, except for maybe Guinness. But I'm sure that in the interest of saving money in the manufacturing process, Guinness or stout like Guinness is manufactured on Canadian or American soil and imported into Canada. I don't think we're importing Guinness from the UK over to Canada so that the people that like Guinness here are able to get their hands on it. How many fucking tigers do I own? Now I'm the Tiger King. Good God. No, I'm not an alcoholic, man. No, of course not. This is beer number 1, man. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So- somebody, this was funny. I'm standing in the pharmacy the other day, and I'm picking up my breathing meds, and and this person this person standing in behind me says, "I think I know that guy." And he comes over and he taps me on the shoulder. He says, "You look really familiar to me. Have I seen you somewhere before?" And I looked right at him and said, "How much porn have you been watching lately?" All the people in the pharmacy that were working in behind the counter started to laugh. They were losing their minds. It was so funny. Oh my god, it was so hilarious. I couldn't stop. Then I started laughing, and of course we're all giggling. And yeah, it was cool. It was a cool moment. Just like every once in a while, you just got to make fun of yourself. Like like Skunk Baxter. I'm gonna have to look that one up. Oh, but every once in a while, you got to make fun of yourself, and you got to do it in front of other people, right? Because then they know that you just don't give a fuck. When you don't care, people will leave you be. They'll be like, "That guy, I'm not sure whether that guy actually gives a shit or whether he's just nuts. I think we better just not take our chances here." Oh, man. Bros. Drunk talking to you. No, I'm not. And I'm not drunk, man. Christ almighty, something's wrong with you people to think that I'm drunk. From back, people. Oh boy. All right. You call it what you want. You call it whatever you want. There's Windsor laughing. Windsor's got a wrench. I forgot Windsor had a wrench. Oh boy. We're gonna have to start getting rid of people. Grant, why are you turning red? Because it's funny as hell, that's why. I'm having a hard time breathing around giggling at you fuckers. Is a premier guitarist, but okay. All right. Well, I may or may not be related to him, but I got notes. Yeah, there's a couple of people that are probably smiling at that. Send all those kicked out of the chat to Bob Cajun. No, I don't want to pollute Bob Cajun, man. When I go there, I want to look nice. Give me a wrench. I'll think about it. Siki Sturbish. Okay, I lifted 50 weight. What? 50 weight from the teeth. that's a lot of weight to be lifting with your yap. The guy can probably friggin' bite locks off. What are you, Jaws from fucking from James Bond? Oh, oh man, that's funny. Figure by the time he's my age, he's going to be smiling. He's going to have a big grill in there, like Jaws. Beer is well, you know what it was. It wasn't beer they had; it was mead, and mead was a terrible substitute for what we call beer. It was like grainy and it was like full of shit, and it wasn't filtered. He's the shark from the movie Jaws. Uh, oh my. Where's this going here? This could wind up being kind of fun. We got a lot of snow on New Year's night or New Year's Eve night. We got, oh man, I don't know, probably 8 inches of snow. And I looked outside New Year's Day and I went, I'm not feeling good enough. Mead is honey wine. Not now, but back in the day, it was terrible. It was like fermented out of leftover grains that were unable to be used to make bread. And if you were lucky, they didn't use that shit that made people go crazy. Yes, Dirt Nasty can get a shout out for his birthday. Happy birthday, Dixon. I see all these people go by. I don't mind giving shout outs to people. Like, you guys haven't done nothing to me. Sound like you're from rural Ontario. I am, but not too far. I'm a little bit north of the, the border crossing at New York State. Let's put it that way. Hey, Santa. I don't know if I'm fat enough. I don't think I'm fat enough to be Santa Claus, man. But, pancakes or waffles. I can do both, but if I given a choice, my preference would be waffles because they're a little bit more durable. You can't really pick up two pancakes and put a chunk of meat in between them and eat it, but you can with waffles. Hello from the UK. I mean, it's like asking me whether I like bread or English muffins. It's the same idea. The English muffin is a more durable piece of bread. You can put stuff on it. You can put sauces on it. It doesn't go to pieces. It doesn't turn into shit on a shingle. No, I am not from ZZ Top. Hello, India. OV, Labatt 50, or Molson Brador. Okay, I've drank all of those. But the one that I was most impressed with was Brador. When it was 9%, it was brutal, man. And if you were looking, if you drank 3 of those things in 45 minutes, you were in the corner. Like, and anybody that thought they were a beer drinker, listen, I'll tell you a story. When we were young, a friend of mine and I went down to the Pocono International Raceway. This would have been 88 or 89, long time before we had travel restrictions that go back and forth. As long as you had a valid driver's license, they knew they could prove where you came from and how long you were going to be there, and it was no big deal. I took 12 Brador with me, and I started handing it out to the Americans. And I am live. We started handing it out to the Americans and a couple of these small guys, and they thought they were all that and everything, and they got 2 each into them. And the guy's like, he's looking at the other guy going, "How do you feel?" He's like, "I don't know. I'm not sure whether I feel like an American or a Canadian. This stuff's shit and brutal, man." And oh my God, we made this thing. And this is me and my friend Matt. I don't know. It was his idea, and we did it because it was funny as hell. We took those 5-gallon camping water jugs with a spigot on them, a big blue jug. You lay it on its side and you open it up, you store water in it. Well, picture in this thing, a 40-pounder of Malibu rum, a 26er of, what the hell was that stuff? It was like this butterscotch liqueur. And in behind that, we put like 15, 20 cans of high C fruit punch. And we called this stuff bump on your head. we put it in the back. We put it in the back. Yes, I did know that Hulk Hogan passed away recently. It's a shame. We put it in the back of the truck on the tailgate, and we drove around to some of the different campsites we visited the day before, and we started passing that out. And they started telling us that we were nuts. Of course, you're on private property, you're in the raceway, so driving around in where all the camping stuff was, when you're like half in the bag, they didn't give a shit. As long as you didn't run into nothing, you're fine. But there were people friggin' laying all over, man. They were laying all over themselves. They were get up in the morning, and the guys next to us that were camping right next to us, and here I get up, I like come out, I grab the frying pan, I stoke the fire up, I put the pan on, I got some oil going. I'm going to cook the sausages and the eggs that I bought the night before. That's none of your business, mister, but yes, I am. I start cooking some stuff, and I hear zip. You hear a zipper come down. I turn to my left, and I look at, I see this head come out of the tent. It's like, whoa! Oh my God. Oh my God, that was so funny. I like everybody's happy when they're partying, but if they can't deal with it when they get up in the morning, they feel like a piece of crap. I couldn't believe it. Listen, that was one of the best weekends I've ever had in my entire life. Yeah, I know it's a nasty question. That's why I'm kind of ignoring it. I mean, what difference does it make? Have you been watching a lot of porn lately? Or are you just curious? Oh, it's true, man. It's real life. It's like it's your life, right? Like, this is your life. It's like watching Let's Make a Deal. And only when you pick the wrong door, you have to guzzle a freaking 40 of freaking vodka. And then they're gonna film you until you do something dumb. They're gonna follow you around like it's fucking Ed TV. And oh my God. There's a lot of people that know who I am. It's funny. I don't know how everybody knows who I am. Like, there must be a lot of people talking here and there, but oh my God. All right, that's the end of beer number 1. We might have to find another one. Too much. Yes. Oh boy. And there hasn't been much. Well, actually, there was. There was some pretty good content on YouTube over the holidays. I always like to see other people happy and enjoying themselves, because the rest of the year, there's always people on there talking about doom and gloom and shit. And yeah, I don't know. You don't hardly ever see any videos about people being uptight. And the ones that are, I question their sanity or their mental state of mental health. Ugh. Oh, there's, you know what? You just leave them be and let them do what they want. Tiny? Yeah, tiny. We'll just say that. I'm not going to tell you what my fucking dick looks like, man. Are you out of your mind? Next thing you know, he'll be asking me to show it to you. All right, I'm getting another beer. Oh, with that guy. Although that is kind of amusing. Oh boy. All right. This is my first night without a drink. It's going to be a tough battle. Well, I'm sorry that I'm going to have to drink in front of you. Have you ever done The Sable Wobble. You mean Mumbly Pig? Is that what you're talking about? Mumbly Pig is something I've done quite often, but it's usually while I'm sitting down. It's got nothing to do with walking. Sable Beach. No, I've never been to Sable Beach. Listen, you're going to get one out of me, okay? I quit smoking in June, and somebody was going to quit smoking with me, and they never did. And I quit. I haven't touched a cigarette since June the 19th of 2025 was the last time I smoked a cigarette, and I'll never smoke again. Not in the 70s, but in the 80s, I might have seen a few different types. Yes, it was as crazy as people say. That's all about living. Yeah, you're right, it is. Back in the day, it would never have been Rothmans. I would always have bought Players, but what I did was I smoked Export. I smoked Export A when I was buying branded cigarettes. And then they took the colors off of all the packages and started hammering warnings on them. So I went to the reservation and bought all my free, Export A greens, and sometimes Export A plain. And then I started going to reservations and buying bag smokes, and that was the end of friggin' package smokes. I never, I smoked bag smokes for probably 15, 20 years. Yeah. I don't know who the guy was, but there was a guy that had a great recipe. It was safe, it was clean. Nobody got hurt. Nobody freaked out. Nobody lost their glue. Yes, I do. I do believe in a higher deity or something above us. But I'm not gonna go out of my way. California, sometimes. Well, we used to get Purple Mike and Blue Mike, and then we had some blotter called Orange Owl, and I remember Clinical White was the name of one, but it was primarily Microdot that we got, and there was a lot of it kicking around. Like guys would make the liquid LSD, right, and they'd spread out spaghetti, hard pasta on a cookie sheet, and they'd fill up the cookie sheet with the liquid LSD, and they'd let it soak into the pasta, and that was how Microdot was made, and then they'd just start chopping it up. Yeah, it was a lot more normal. It wasn't nearly as powerful as it is. Yeah, hash is. I used to smoke all that stuff. I haven't smoked weed since the 90s, since 1992 actually. And why is your hair so much whiter on a specific section than your mustache? I don't know. I do know that I used to be primarily sort of a redhead. But it was a combination. It was like red and brown. And then I started to notice that my mustache went white, and then my hair started to go white. And you should see me in the bright sunshine, man. Like people just beards just do that. They do. In the bright sunshine, my hair glows like a blinking beacon. It's friggin' terrible. But it looks more like its natural color. We got info on him. You can put it to good use for whatever you can figure it out. Yeah, I don't know what cm is. They measure with centimeters in Poland. Yeah. Rapunzel, let down your hair. It is down. I'm old enough to know better and young enough to do it again. How many times I know maybe that guy wasn't here before. I'm in my 50s. Have you ever owned a Chevelle? No, actually, I was a Dodge man. Sorry. But I helped build a lot of cars. I built motors for years, motors and transmissions and rear ends for years and years and years. I had a 1970 340 Dart 4-speed 2-door and a 1971 Duster 340 4-speed with a 430 gear and ladder bars and coilover suspension in the back and a fuel cell in the trunk. Please tell me yes. No, I never owned a Ranger. My God. The first thing that happens to you when you own a pickup truck is somebody wants you to help them. Do you think the EPA? Yes, I do, as a matter of fact. I think what really destroyed the car industry in the United States was that clunker program where they invited people to bring their cars to be crushed. Because what they wanted to do is they wanted to stop those cars from being driven or restored. So a lot of very good cars, classic cars, as a matter of fact, went to scrap. Yeah, a 66 Coronet is a nice big car. Probably has a big block in it. If it doesn't, it'll have a Poly 318, which is a big 318. Just on the mushrooms. The best. The guy's telling me he's taking shrooms, man. All the cars from the 50s and 60s, were great. Yep. He's from Sierra Leone. Nice to see you from Sierra Leone. Oh, Greenland, Livingston, Pennsylvania. somebody's primed for a mail call. Pull up for dinner. Pennsylvania is like, it's 6 hours from here. My brother has a 56 DeSoto. Does it have a Hemi in it? Is it one of the ones with the small Hemi? Like the fire dome or the fire power, or they had a number, 2 or 3 different names, right? I'm gonna get a Rocket 88. That's an Oldsmobile. What you really want to do is see if you can find yourself a 70 or a 71 Cutlass or a 442. That car is valuable. Fire spray. There's people here giving invitations for dinner. Yeah, like, I don't know. I can't leave my home and drive 6 hours to pull up for dinner. By the time I got there, it'd be 9 o'clock at night. Mom would have already put the food on the table and very likely put away the leftovers. The 79 Bonneville. Old Pontiac. Yeah, I would actually want one of those too, but I think my favorite car would be the Copo Camaro, the 69 Copo. And I'd want it to be white, and I'd want it to have an all-black interior and be a 4-speed. Just driving the early morning. Why did you choose this beard? It chose me. Actually, you guys want to hear the story about where this mustache came from? Wait, I didn't mean to say that. It doesn't matter, man. So years ago, before I even had this, many years ago, I decided I was going to try and grow a beard because I was sick of the hassle of always having to shave every day and that. And I dress up fancy, yeah. Well, still have all my stage clothes from when I was in bands. And Andy had no, I don't think I did. Actually, the first time I saw Hulk Hogan, I think I was maybe 11 or 12 years old. Like, it was a long time ago. But anyways, we'll go back to the story. So I was young, and I thought to myself, maybe I'll just grow a beard. We'll see how that goes. So I grew this beard, and this right here was the only bit that actually grew good. Like, yeah, I had hair, and then it grew all down here and shit, and it was, it looked okay. But I looked at this, and I went, wait a minute, why is that looking like it does compared to the rest of it? So I just went, oh, we'll try this. And I just shaved off everything I didn't like the look of, and this is what I wound up with. Hey, Barney Rubble. Rubble. He's Santa. I am not Santa Claus. Are you the bass? No, I am not the bass player for Triumph. No, I am a guitar player. Bald spots really are a beard killer. Yes, they are. That's why they call it a mustache and not a beard. Simon said, put your hands on your head. No, I'm not putting my hands on my head. No, I was not a guitar player for April Wine, although my wife and I were having a conversation about that. and she knows the names. But there was a guy who helped form April One, and that guy was actually with three other guys at the retirement home where my girlfriend works as a cook. And she saw these guys playing and she recognized the guitar player and said, "You were one of the original guys in April Wine." And of course, all the other guys in the band were really surprised that anybody her age, like she's 51, or 54 actually is how old she is. But everybody was surprised that she knew. And I guess the singer was a little uptight because, he didn't want everybody singling out this guy. But this guy was in the band either with Miles Goodwin or before Miles Goodwin came along. Or maybe they collaborated at some point, and then he decided to leave, and Miles Goodwin took his place or whatever. No, I don't think rock music is dead. No, you know what? I don't think so. I think the music industry is dead. I think the advent of being able to trade music around on the internet is what killed record stores. Um, you know, it's what killed the music industry in general. Like A&M and Tower Records and all those places that used to write contracts for people, they no longer exist. Like, I mean, well, they might still be there, and I'm sure they're instruments in getting somebody recognized. But beyond that, yes, I listened to the Doors and CCR and Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin and Led Zeppelin and all those bands, man. Nothing like Elvis. Yeah, I was never really a big fan of Elvis just because of how the women swooned over him. Same with the Beatles. Like, it's like, what have you done different than me that allows people to go crazy and act like they're losing their minds just because you're in front of them? Like, Christ almighty, I'm sure these people would really have appreciated the fact that one day maybe their security might not have been there and they decided they wanted to go out and grab some flowers for their wife or maybe stop at a local coffee shop and get a cup of tea, and they get tackled by 50 women and fucked to death right there on the sidewalk or wherever in the stores. Like, that's exactly what would have happened. You know what? Sometimes attention like that is unwanted. Lemmy's, yeah, I've been called Lemmy several times. People call me Lemmy all the time. Not listening to a band because of fans is funny. It had nothing really to do with the fans, but it had to do with the way it was portrayed to the public. And it's a direct result of the media that I found it distasteful. The music itself didn't bother me. I thought the Beatles wrote some fantastic songs. As a matter of fact, to this day, I still enjoy listening and hearing, Beatles songs, even when they split up and it was Paul McCartney and the John Lennon. Imagine is one of the best songs that was ever written. But it was the way it was portrayed by the media that really, no, I'm not really serious about lyrics because I'm not actually a songwriter. While it's important to understand how the lyric flows in the song structure, I primarily write the song structure and allow someone else to place their lyrics over top of it. That's what my function was for all those years. Yes, as a matter of fact, I have 5 of them. Best Canadian guitarist, in my opinion. It would really be a toss-up between Randy Bachman and Alex Lifeson and Rick Emmett. I think those 3 guitar players are standouts in Canadian music for sure. Certainly not the only ones. I mean, Miles Goodwin, and there's a lot of other great guitar players from Canada. Like the guys, I believe, I could be wrong now, Harlequin, I think, was a Canadian band. And the people that played in that band were fantastic, right? I like the Immigrant Song from Led Zeppelin too. I just don't like the immigrants. The guy, Canadian guitarist, is catching on and going, good. I'm glad, right? Well, Canada is next door. I live in Michigan. Yeah. You're a little bit to the west of me and a little bit south. Whereabouts in Michigan? Do you live like really North Michigan, like Battle Creek and around in there, or somewhere? Like I know some people in Michigan because I talk to them on the amateur radio, right? I'm a ham radio operator, so Brazil. Oh, somebody from Brazil. How old are you from Brazil? I want to know how old the guy from Brazil is before I do what I'm going to do next. Oh, he's in Shelby Township. I'll have to look that up. The individual townships, like what is your nearest large town to there that might be recognizable by name as a city in Michigan? But I want to know how old that guy in Brazil is first. And then I'm going to go out to the garage and I'm going to show him something. Washington Township. Again, that means nothing. I want to know what the name of the city, the largest, nearest city to where you are. Warren or Sterling Heights. Okay. All right. Warren, Michigan. So when I look on a map and I start looking around, I'll be able to get some spatial awareness of exactly where it is you're talking about. I understand that people don't want to give away personal information. I totally get that. And it doesn't bother me that you don't want to tell me or whatever, or you're just sort of, ballparking it because you don't really want anybody to be able to hone in on you, which is great. Do I believe that something has a definite form and will eventually Yeah, the human body. We have a definite form. And upon the moment that we decease and the water begins to evaporate, we take on a very much different form. And eventually we will turn into worm food. It's cool. I enjoy the Blue Water Bridge. Hey, Mullane's uncle. I'm from England, from the east coast of England. Oh boy, he's near the channel. Oh, no, he's not. The channel's on the other side. Channel's on the west side, is it not? No, it's not. It's off. Yeah, okay. No, he is near the channel. Me and the wife are confused with my speed limit signs. Well, yeah, I remember because I grew up with both systems, okay? So back when I was young, we had miles per hour here. It was 30 mile an hour in the city. It was 40 mile an hour or 50 mile an hour in the country, and it was 70 mile an hour on major highways. And that was it. And then they changed the system. Like we used to use inches and feet, and we used to use pounds and, all that as measurements. And then we went to the metric system. And so I was blessed with knowing both ways. So we had been taught both ways when I was in school. But, to write it down quickly, 30 miles an hour is 50 kilometers an hour. 40 miles an hour is 60 kilometers an hour. 60 miles an hour is 100 kilometers an hour. And just, mind the posted speed limits. The police, at least around here, have very little sense of humor for people that don't have Ontario license plates. I don't think they're being singled out because of that, but they just don't have any, sense of humor for it. We're thinking of going, to. I'm sorry, I don't know what that OPP have no humor. Well, no, but you know why? Because people constantly disrespect them, man, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them for being lacking in humor. Like when I listen, the OPP or the Provincial Police of Ontario, they have a jurisdiction that's quite large. And if they decide they want to travel and follow you for hundreds of miles or hundreds of kilometers, they're well within their purview to do so. See, that fellow in Brazil never told me what his age was yet. I just want to make sure that he understands what I'm going to show. I respect law, but in America, we have rights. Yes, we have rights here too. We have the Canadian Charter of Rights. I mean, we're not allowed to be treated poorly and, no cruel and inhumane punishments and jurisprudence, yes. We have what's referred to as mens rea here when it comes to the legalities of it. So mens rea is an indication of the intention of what you had on your mind. So if somebody looks at you and says you intended to go out and do 200 kilometers an hour down the 401, and we knew that because you're wearing a helmet and racing gloves, then you really have little chance of beating that ticket. If I get pulled over, I say I plead the fifth. No, you can't plead the fifth here, man. In the United States, you can, but you can't do that here. And by the way, there are very few places in Canada where you can deny ID when you're pulled over by the police. As a matter of fact, in Ontario, that's a criminal offense to not have ID to produce if you're being pulled over. When you hear the words driver's license, ownership, and insurance, you pass it over. That's it, the end. You don't get the benefit of the doubt. We do have an amendment that entitles you to being silent during an interrogation until a lawyer is present or whatever. But if you're advised by the lawyer that you should answer the questions from a legality perspective, it's probably not a bad idea to do so. You can't deny ID if they have you pulled over for an infraction. No. Actually, in the U.S., apparently, from what I understand, there's a number of states where you can deny ID until they actually place you under arrest or get you out of the car and get your consent to search, or they can use other tactics like getting the drug dog there because they say they smell marijuana even though you don't have marijuana. Keep your hands on the steering wheel and tell the officer to get the documents in the glove. Well, you can do that too, but I don't keep my documents in my glove compartment. Never leave the ownership and insurance cards in your car. People will use that to sell your car. All they got to do is find your signature and sell the car. Don't ever do that. Don't leave your ownership in your car. Keep it on your phone. Keep it in your wallet. Do whatever the hell you got to do. In the USA, it's illegal not to ID when you've committed a crime or an infraction. No, but you have to have, articulable suspicion. The police have to have a reasonable, articulable suspicion that you have committed a crime, that a crime is in progress, or you're about to commit one, in order to ask you for ID. No, you're right. You don't have to talk to them. What am I drinking? I'm certainly not drinking Bud Light, okay, which is what everybody keeps asking me. This is Carling. This is a Canadian lager. It's a strong beer. It's got 4.9% alcohol by volume. Oh, boy. Yeah, you're absolutely right, because all they're going to do is drag you through the frickin' ringer until all you're doing is running out of money. And I'm not a rich man, but I'm not a dumb one either. So you got to learn when it's time to cut your losses and get the hell and just do what they're telling you. If they pull you out of the car, am I free to go? If they say yes, get back in the car. No, don't get out of the car unless they ask you to. And, but this is what you do when you get that. This is the smart thing to do. Carling Black Label. I've drank that before. The smart thing to do if you're in the U.S. Now, I've never actually tried this in Canada, because I haven't been pulled over by the police in probably the better part of 35 years. But no, it's not 6 points. Some stouts and some specialty beers are very high alcohol content. Like Labatt Brador, for example, was 9%. At one point, it was actually 11. I think ice beers are 5.5. Yeah, no, it's actually, Carling is made by Molson, okay, here in Canada under license. What did I swipe into? What? We're just having a conversation about stuff here, and I'm trying to read all the comments before they go by too quick. But what you do if you're asked to exit your vehicle in the United States, now, like I said, again, I haven't tried this in Canada, but if you're asked to exit your vehicle, get out and lock the friggin' doors behind you. Like, whether you consent to search or not, they can't get in there. There's nothing they can do. You can always wait until the traffic stop is over and you can call somebody that might have a spare key to your car. Like, lock the fucking keys inside. What are they going to do then? Break in? Or heavier Molson Canadian? No, well, Molson Canadian is 5%. It's only 0.1% difference. flying cars. They said, yeah, now look where we are, right? Talking about the legalities of being stopped on the side of the road. Or you can move to a country where they're better trained cops. Well, you know what? The problem is it doesn't matter where the police are trained, man. Once they've got their gun and their badge, they're on an ego trip. Like it's, it's a free for all. Hey everyone, thanks for the kind words. This is definitely my favorite. I like that. That's funny. That's actually pretty amusing. I am Canadian. Jesus Christ. Oh boy. That was like a real good one. You get points for that one. Hey mate, what's up? I live in Eastern Ontario. At least Americans and Canadians drink beer that's cold. Yeah, well, listen, dude, I'm telling you straight up. Nobody from the UK gets insulted if you want a cold beer. But what you do get is a little resistance because the beer is as cold as the cellars they put it in there. We drink similar stuff, yeah. Well, you do, but I mean, I actually prefer to drink my Guinness at room temperature. So more often than not, I even bring this beer and put it right down on the floor right here. Getting pulled over is confusing in America as far as what you have to do, as far as getting out the vehicle, showing your ID. Well, what state do you live in? Go and look up the laws. Yeah, well, you need to find small craft breweries that are making good beer. Oh man, this guy's he's not being kind. I am a guitarist. Yeah, I've been a guitarist my entire life, since I was 12 years old. What's the weather like in Canada land? It's snowing. Yeah, it's snowing and it's cold. So right now it's -8 degrees Celsius here, which is about 14, maybe 15 degrees Fahrenheit. You got wineries here and cider. Good. I'm sure some of that cider is pretty tasty. We got people here that make really wicked apple cider too, like great apple cider. Right, here we go. Now the trolls start coming out. Howdy from England. Nice to see you, mate. -4 degrees here with snow in Germany. So not quite as cold. We're expecting it to warm up quite a bit next week too. So that'll be nice to see. Hello from Ireland. Oh, what do you know, boy? Oh, Jesus. I reckon it can drive there in Michigan enhanced license, but some countries require, most countries now require passports. I would not suggest attempting to cross the border into Canada without one. And I would have wanted to exercise that passport a couple of times going to other places before you come to Canada, because with an unknown travel history, you will be scrutinized. Yeah, we have passports too. Listen, the last time I tried to cross the border and go into upstate New York, they gave me such a hard time. I promised I'd never go back there. And yeah, I didn't have a passport. I have what we refer to as an enhanced driver's license. I hadn't understood that at that moment. No, I'm not part Indian. For God's sakes, man, I'm a white man with blue eyes. Are you out of your fucking mind? Anyways, no, I was actually trying to go to Watertown and visit some friends. But they gave me such a hard time at the border. They had me take my clothes off. They were sticking frickin' coat hangers up inside the handlebars of my motorcycle. They wanted to take the wheels off and pull the tires off. They asked me point blank, what kind of drugs I was bringing across the border. They really gave me a hard time. Meanwhile, after about 45 minutes, I just looked at them and went, listen, man, if you're not going to let me cross into the United States, just let me go so I can go home. But you're not going to keep me here anymore. I believe this detention has exceeded its, authorized and or legal limit. How would you like to approach that? Would you like to allow me to go into the United States, or would you like to send me back? Because those are your two choices at this moment. You want to put me in jail? That's a third choice. You're welcome to do so. No, it wasn't a bad experience. It was just an inconvenience. And I was being profiled because I've looked like this for quite a number of years. And I was being profiled. There's no question I was being profiled. I mean, there's people. When my stream started, people came on here and started asking me if I was a biker. Well, what's associated with biker lifestyle? Well, a lot of those things, So, and I'm not saying those people were profiling me here. What I'm saying is that it's easy for someone to look at me and wonder whether or not I might be involved in something nefarious. So, which is fine, but I don't think a strip search and they stopped short of body cavity searches. Like I was figuring they were about to get out the 6-inch ice auger and, yeah, oh yeah, and they don't put it back together. They'll just like haphazardly slap the panels back on and tell you to deal with it on your own when you get where you're going. Now, what if they do that to a fucking rental car? And you got to explain that to the rental place. Yeah, they are true. No, nothing wrong with the motorcycle. They didn't find a damn thing. Like, this is the reason why. Like, when I realized why they had me there and what they were attempting to accomplish by my detention, I realized they had not a fucking leg to stand on, no ground whatsoever. So that's when I started to become combative. I let them know who I thought they were and why I thought I was being held there, and asked them what they were going to do about it. Yeah, well, no, how can you be screwed? How can you be screwed when you've documented it? I mean, documented with who the hell doesn't friggin' film every interaction they have with law enforcement right now? If you do that, you're out of your mind. Every single interaction you have with law enforcement, film it. In the United States, it's a First Amendment granted right, man. First Amendment right to film your interactions with the police. Because, like, sort of like the movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Yeah, but trouble is you look like a criminal. Exactly. So I'm being profiled. Yeah, well, I mean, you can, in a lot of places, like in small jerkwater towns in the middle of, nowhere, the cops don't have the money to have body cams. It's not mandated there. It's only larger city centers where they actually have body cams. Isn't that nice of that guy? Oh boy. Okay, hi. He says he's a police officer. Well, what's your first impression of me? I'm sitting in my house on my couch in my living room, and I'm having a beer, and I'm discussing what I think about or what I know about my interactions with police over the years. So, and I'm sorry if you feel disrespected, but police is paid on the state level here and equally. Okay. I'm in America, born in Detroit. Well, I'm not too far younger than you are. Do you still live in Detroit? Or have you moved away from there because it's a shithole? Like Chicago, it's a shithole too. I don't even need to be there to know that it's a shithole. Once the auto industry was destroyed by automation in the mid to late 60s and early 70s, when they started bringing robots in and the automotive industry was destroyed, Detroit turned into a shithole. Abandoned buildings everywhere. Oh, me and wife went back into suburbs. We won't go. I don't blame you. How is Windsor south of Detroit? Windsor is not south of Detroit. Windsor, who said Windsor was south of Detroit? I never said that. I'm glad you found a place that you belong or you feel like you belong. You know, I got a lot of respect for the people that enforce the law, man. It must be difficult. Being a police officer these days almost puts a friggin' mark on you. You know, it's like a bullseye on you or some friggin' thing. Windsor and Detroit share a tunnel and a bridge. Yeah, they do. But Windsor is north of Detroit. Detroit is in the United States and Windsor is in Ontario, Canada. Oh boy. And a new bridge soon, Gordy. Gordy Howe. Oh boy, now we're going to talk about hockey, which is another topic that I'm not really interested in broaching. Look, if there's one thing I got a lot of respect for, it's the ability to use the English language. I live in a chaotic Irish city. Nothing like Detroit, though. Yeah. Well, if you live in one of the places that saw some action during and as a result of the Irish Republican Army being at war with the North and the South being at war, then I apologize and I feel bad for that. You're all Charlie Crack. I can drive to Marine, and the St. Clair River is on one side and Sarnia is on the other. Song plays at full volume. Immediately gets frustrated with the comprehensive reaction of emotional detection with an individual. What emotional detection? What emotional detection? My dad is from Donegal. Yeah, Antifa is actually listed as a terrorist organization here, right? So you do understand that, right? I don't care whether it's nonviolent. If you claim to be a member of Antifa, you are a member of a terrorist organization listed true, and that's it. Which side was the best, north or the south? You know what? That's like asking why the South and the North went to war in the United States, why the Civil War even happened. That's like ridiculous. That is the worst question I've ever seen in my life. I mean, if you're asking a person that lives in Ireland, I don't even think they want to approach that topic. You know, I got a lot of respect for people that got the moxie to ask a question like that. Like that's just oh man, look at this guy. Hey, I know there's a few people that are watching this stream and they're not participating in the comments because they want to see what I'm going to do next, and it's not going to be anything drastic. I'm just, I'm not really interested in having an argument with anyone. Yeah, like so I've had 2 beers. I'm so hammered. I fall down. What is it I do where I live? I own businesses, a couple different ones. Not wanting to accept a trans. I got no opinion about that, man. I know all I know is I'm not one. What is it you do there? Oh, my dad and you will respect him. On YouTube, I just like to talk about things. I actually primarily lately have been recording a lot of my content is about the restoration of Coleman lanterns and other Coleman products. So if you want to, some people find that content to be boring as hell. Other people like, like the idea that they could turn it on and later on they could turn it off and they don't have to worry about, not being able to see it all or whatever. But it's equally as interesting as this or anything I do or talk about. Yeah. I mean, when we were kids, man, everywhere we went, they were everywhere. I got no opinion about Venezuela, man. None whatsoever. Uh, the guy that was in power there did not deserve to be in power there. He took power. He treated the country like it was his own personal piggy bank. People were murdered. They were jailed senselessly. So I'm glad that we're going to have an actual democratic vote in Venezuela to put a proper government in place there. I'm sure a great number of people that live there feel the same way. The drug dealers are really probably quite pissed off, but there's no laws in that hemisphere. Uh, no, Kathleen Wynne she was a miserable human being, man. Oh my God. I don't know. Why don't you see if you can get a copy of it and you can take a look for yourself. All they wanted was the power and the oil. I don't think you're going to see the United States take a single barrel of oil out of Venezuela. I really don't. I don't think you're going to see them allow any more foreign investment in Venezuela until there is a proper government in place. I primarily play Fenders, but I own a number of Gibsons and Hagstroms, and I also own a bunch of Epiphones, and I'm a collector of Marshall amplifiers. Sorry, your tinfoil hat is radiating. No, it's reflecting. Use any. Oh my God. All right. You know what? That's going to be it, guys. Okay. This stream is over. I'll see you guys later. And you can thank the people that were being assholes for that. So thanks very much for looking. It's been 90 minutes. That's nearly an hour and a half plus 2. And I hope you guys enjoy it.